Good evening. Thanks for tuning in to the SEC Week 4 recap and Week 5 preview. I am your host Shane Falco along with my co-host Big D. We're going to cover the individual standout performances for the Week 4, go over the spreads for the upcoming Week 5 games, talk about the game of the week, and the new rankings. So, our big bad, hyped up, sick-witted TMT, all-time great rivalry. Games are always just a bare-knuckle brawl down to the wire, all hype, can't disappoint, disappointed.
So what I was told and what I saw, usually I get up in the mornings and watch the games of the week, and 37-14 TMT, it was pretty close, I guess, when Clee wasn't there, but once he got there, you know what, I can't even blame this one on Clee. No, I can't, because he was a young kid. We call him Little Perk. I mean, the guy played outstanding defense. He had 4 picks, 2 for touchdowns. Or was it 3 for touchdowns?
I believe it was 2. He had a third one, but I think he pitched it off to somebody. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had the Tweezy.
Yeah,
Tweezy took it in.
TMT proved that they can win without Clee being there. So that's a good thing.
Well, I think they definitely proved that their defense is tops in the league right now.
Yeah, definitely.
By far.
3 picks for touchdowns. I don't know what's going on with Sickwood at camp. Sickwood is going to be all right. They're going to make the playoffs, but I'm not going to be fooled by people in general, not just Sickwood, but say, oh well, we're just going to play until we get into the playoffs, and then we'll turn it up. Because sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. And I'm looking at that team. I'm looking at the game, and it didn't look like Sickwood last year. It didn't. I mean, they didn't win the championship game last year either, but they played better ball last year as opposed. It could be due to the fact that they lost players or got new players, so they're still trying to gel and mesh. Could be a combination of things. I myself blame it on Facebook. Guys are not really into it seems like they're not into football. Guys are exchanging recipes and, shout outs and Bible scriptures and love poems and shit like that, Just can't bring it out to the field. Stay focused. That's my motto. Always stay focused. So once again, I'm disappointed in the game. We should have had the LNG Bad Boys game. I heard that game was pretty good, pretty fierce.
Well, we did talk about that game a little bit, and it definitely was a very intense game. We'll get into that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as go ahead and cover the individual standout performers and the spreads for the upcoming week. What do you have there, Big D?
Thanks, Falco. Right now, we're going to go to the SEC Player of the Week, offensively and defensively. For the SEC, offensively, we have 2 Players of the Week offensively. Angel Disco, he plays for DX. He went for 12-21 for 285 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 5 rushes for 75 yards and 1 touchdown. And the co-owner to that also as well is Mashari McNeil from LNG. He went 6-9 for 215 yards and 4 touchdowns and rushed twice for 20 yards. On the defensively, we have Lil Perk, I'm going to call him, for TMT. He had 2 flag pulls, 4 interceptions, and 3 touchdowns. We're going to go to the spreads now for the SEC this week. We got DX versus The Force. We have DX favored by 7. TMT versus LNG. We got LNG favored by 7. Fury versus No Limit. That game is actually a pick'em. I don't see that one. I don't even think this game is going to be close. RC versus Sick With It. Depends on who shows up. For Sick With It, it could be 12, could be more, could be less. Who knows? But right now, LV Gridiron has them favored by 12. And we got Bad Boy versus the Unit. We have the Bad Boys favored by 18 points. That's a lot of points. All right, to take it over to the standings and stats, we're going to go to Falco.
Thanks, Big D. I'm going to do the rankings now, if you don't mind. Starting off in the SEC rankings at number 1, TMT still. I think number 2, LNG, has a big case for being number 1, but they're going to settle that on the field. So as it stands right now, I see TMT number 1 and LNG number 2. DX is up at number 3. Bad Boys fall from 2 to 4 as they were unable to capitalize on beating Sick With It, and didn't really show up that well against LNG. Well, at least in the second half. Sickwood down to number 5, and they're reeling right now. If they're unable to knock off a winless RC Vegas this week, I think it might be time to hit the panic button. No Limit hits number 6. The Theory falling to previously winless Wasted Talent from the Big 12, down at number 7. The Unit struggling in their first season back together in a while at number 8. And those aforementioned winless RC Vegas team down at number 9. Let's go ahead and look ahead to the game of the week and some interesting things that might be happening in week 5 there, Big D. Well, game of the week in the SEC this coming week is TMT LNG is 1 versus 2 showdown. I'm almost afraid to hype this one up, but this looks like a can't miss game.
I'm not going to hype it up. It's going to be a good game. I hope it's going to be a good game. It's going to be 11 o'clock in the morning. Hard to get the Dogs up at 11 o'clock in the morning, but we'll see what happens. I want to see a good game. These guys, LNG is working hard, but TMT is TMT. So we'll see what happens.
I think this is a big statement game for LNG. Falling early in the season on a very close game to Sick with it after last season really taking one on the chin by them and making a big statement there, knocking off DX and the Bad Boys. I think this is a real chance for LNG to prove that they belong, as I honestly feel that they're in the championship talks.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching this video, it's no pressure at all. It's not. I mean, we make these videos because we want to be fun. We want to take the league to another level, but don't feed into it. It's just a regular football game, guys. If you make it more than what it is, it's going to be devastating. So just come out and play ball and set your alarm clocks. Guys, try to get up at around 8 o'clock. Just wake up at 8 o'clock and, try to make it down to the field. If everybody's there for them, it should be a good game.
If they can get out of the club before 6, then they should be okay.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Speaking of LNG and the Bad Boys, I would like to state that their game was quite physical and some altercations were involved, but I have to give those two teams a lot of credit for stepping up at halftime, starting to play like men.
Yeah.
Played a real good, clean half of football after what was starting to get out of hand, and they really stepped up and played a real good, clean second half.
Yeah.
And got to give them a lot of respect for that.
LNG is not going to be pushed around.
No, they're not.
If you think you're going to have these guys try to put fear in their heart or anything like that, no, it's just, that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. They're going to physically play you the whole game.
And they're going to talk just as much as you are as well.
Exactly. They're not going to back down. And TMT know that. TMT is going to take this one serious.
And I think with the Bad Boys, I think that's what happened. They just two guys, two teams didn't want to step back. Two teams didn't want to get have a bigger pissing contest.
Yeah.
Both not wanting to back down from each other, and that's always going to end up a little heated.
Yeah.
But they stepped up and ended up finishing the game very cleanly. And you gotta give them respect for that.
Definitely.
And another good matchup I'm looking forward to is that DX Force game. I have a feeling that in the Big 12 preview show, there might be a little Coach O versus Bear chatter going on there.
Really?
Might be something to tune into soon in the Big 12.
Okay.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us, I think, here for the Week 4 recap and Week 5 preview on the SEC Conference. Good luck to everyone out in the field, and let's have a nice, clean week of football.